paradigm shift for relationships is here because protection and provision is not solely a male thing. Women can now provide for ourselves. So, with this being said, men have to help in other arenas, and women are overwhelmingly asking for help with the household, with the children, with emotional labor, and to be emotional intelligent within the realm of the relationship. And listen, and I don't believe that these things are hard. I would imagine that carrying actual weights and doing physical labor and doing backbreaking labor is harder than the emotional aspect of being checked into a relationship. But what I am seeing across the board is that women are asking for this dynamic shift and men are unable to go there. But in these next 3 videos, I am showing a man who has awakened or has listened and is evolved in a relationship. I am showing a video from a homie male who is speaking about men getting head pats for simply being checked in. And I'm showing a video of a woman who is completely checked out. She's like, she asked for help. She didn't get it. Whatever. I'm going to just go back to work because he's not helping. So I'm just going to do what I want to do. So check out all of these. And all of this goes along with the paradigm shift that we are currently seeing. And the way women are checking out, we're checking out for a reason. And if men don't get on board with what we need in relationships, you're seeing why women are saying, I would rather just do it by myself. But you guys watch these videos. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, share.
People would ask, oh, what does your wife do? And I would say, oh, she stays at home with our kids. They'd say, oh, so she doesn't work. No, she works. Try it. I had a period of my job where I would travel about once a month, and not once while I was away did I have to even remotely think about whether my kids were being cared for at the utmost level. See, the thing about mental load is if you don't carry any of it, you don't even see it. You don't see the bone-tired exhaustion of being the one getting up with the kid in the middle of the night, months and months, sometimes years and years on end. It's almost impossible to comprehend just how hard it is to build up or maintain any kind of momentum when you're constantly dropping off children, going to pick them back up, when there are multiple spots to be at multiple times, and knowing that even in that small little interim, you're on duty if anything goes wrong. And oftentimes, it does. I actually thought I was a pretty active dad when our kids were little because I did make it a point to go to all their medical appointments if I could make them. But you know what's crazy is a well-child check happens once a year. Compare that to how many kids are getting dressed, how many lunches are getting made, how many after-school pickups there are. I helped with some of those things sometimes, but on the pie chart, let's just say it's going to be hard to find my color. Yes, I worked hard, but you want to know what? There's an opportunity cost to my partner. In those early days, she made most of my lunches. She did 100% of the cooking to make sure there were meals every day. She did the grocery shopping. She did most of the laundry. So all these household tasks were things that I would have had to do anyway. She's doing those things, which frees up my mental capacity to do my job. Just think about even having to pick up a kid at a certain point in time. If I had been a single dad, that would have been on me to go be the person who's right there at 5 o'clock, which means that not only could I not take advantage of overtime opportunity, I had a job that required overtime, which would have meant I wouldn't have been able to keep the job in the first place. My job was pretty tough in those days, and guess who was there to greet me, to make sure that I was okay, to show physical affection, to make sure my life wasn't super uncomfortable? That's mental load. I was successful in the work I was doing because of all the mental load my partner was holding for me. That's what a lot of guys don't see. You're not doing this on your own, especially once kids are in the picture. You can't just put them in a separate category. That is your responsibility. And the fact that she carries that, you should be immensely grateful because it's the hardest job in the world. There needs to be an attitude in a partnership, in a marriage, where I am going to pick up the things I can pick up because we are in this together. Let alone this whole other piece that oftentimes a lot of us guys don't see, which is even today. My partner right now is volunteering at one of our kids' schools. That is an enormously valuable thing to help prop up and keep our community connected, to make sure that other kids in our community are feeling seen. We don't pay people like my partner to go lift up and prop up the community. But you know who values that? I do. And so should we all. Because if we're not taking care of our kids and we're not taking care of our communities, all the rest of this stuff is just going to crumble. And you know what? It is. We need some major policy overhauls. We need some major value checks. We are in danger.
One way that women reinforce the very system that screws us is babying fathers. Like this comment, thank you for this. The way we're just like, oh, look at you being a good dad. Ah, Let's throw a parade for the dad who did literally anything other than sit on the couch and watch TV and watch his wife do everything. I get why we feel that need to do that. We want to reinforce good behavior. We want to make them feel good so they continue to do the bare minimum. But what we end up doing is infantilizing them more. So let me give you an example. I used to be a nanny in LA. Both parents worked. And the dad was like a great dad. He was super present. He was very hands-on. And he told me once when they were in Yosemite on family vacation that after, they had twins and a baby. So, 3 kids, but 2 of them are twins. So right after lunch, they did what they always do is they get up to go and he's like cleaning up everything. He's, wrangling the kids. And he said that several women were looking at him like, and that a few even were like, look at you, you're such a great dad. Wanted to just pat him on the back and give him a little applause, attaboy. And he thought that was so weird. And in fact, that made him realize just how terrible dads are. Because if he was causing a scene by literally being a partner and a father instead of another child that creates nothing but stress and labor for his wife, if that causes a scene, what the hell are all these other dads doing? He didn't realize what a big problem it was until women felt the need to, hold him up, put him on a pedestal for doing nothing unusual. It shouldn't be unusual, but that's the thing. That's how unusual it is. And so I think a lot of mothers who settle for the bare minimum, settle for this lot in life of being exhausted and exploited and a little bit or a lot resentful and not even wanting to bone their partner, because who wants to sleep with their child, which is what a lot of these men are. King baby! So many women are just okay with that. And I get why. If you don't see an example of something else, you just assume this is the way it is. This is normal. It's not normal. It shouldn't be normal. We should stop normalizing it and enabling it by swooping in and saving these men from doing their job. We do this in the workforce too. How many times as a waitress did all the women waitresses do the side work and all of the labor for the man? It used to drive me crazy, and yet I have that instinct in me too. We have to stop doing this.
I came across this article from the New York Post. It's titled, "My hubby refused to do the bare minimum, so I put my baby in daycare and got a secret job in a bank account." So this was a TikTok video from this woman who basically was asking for help from her husband. He didn't help, so she took matters into her own hands. I went and found the TikTok video. Basically, she just typed some words and put it to some music. But it says, "My husband didn't believe I'd put our newborn in daycare and start working. I've been begging for the bare minimum for months. He has time for his friends, but not his wife. So here's to my first day at work and a secret bank account." Women in the comment section really could relate, it seems. So this one woman said, "Just got hired at a daycare that my daughter can attend for free. I'm done asking for the bare minimum." This woman is getting full-time money, full benefits, and up to 2 kids for free. Just imagine how life-changing that is. This woman says, "I left with nothing, started from the bottom. I graduated in 7 months with a BA, going for my master's, no regrets." And then Natasha towards the bottom says, "I'm leaving with nothing and starting school soon. Can't wait till I'm able to say this. Congrats." And then I was checking out Marta's other post. She says, "No one prepares you for the guilt you feel when the person you love starts to finally put in the effort you wanted, but you've checked out." This just goes to show that men can do things. They are not incompetent. They just don't want to until they reach the find out stage when women have finally checked out. Because when we're talking and asking for help, we're still engaged. But once women say, "F it, I'm done," and are really done, that's when the alarm bell starts to go off. So this woman in the comment section said, "How do you get out of this?
currently in that phase. My husband has done a total 180, and I'm just so apathetic about my responsibilities now. This goes to show that when women check out mentally, we check out mentally before we actually physically leave a relationship. And men need to understand that. Women are asking for help. And that's when men internalize it or interpret it as nagging. But women are telling you what we actually need, but they are not wanting to go there. So then women check out. And then this is what happened. Now this one, she says, same. Part of me wants it so bad, but the part of me says too little too late. I'm dead inside. Imagine that. This is when you know a relationship cannot be resuscitated. Y'all tell me what you think. Like, comment, share.